Hot water that never runs out. Tanklessmadesimple.com. Ask for Navien. Okay, we're going to play a game here. We talk about this all the time in the NBA, the confusion between who's a 1 and who's a 2.
Yes.
Now, here's my qualifications for what makes a 1. You rely on they're reliable mentally and physically.
Okay.
That's why Kyrie drives me nuts. I don't know what I get physically or mentally. They're the best player on a title team. Other good players on the team, including all-stars, often defer to them late in games. So like when Paul defers to, if he plays for a Team USA, like that's the alpha. Like when Bird was deferring to Michael, it's like that's the ultimate alpha. And also, you're a winning player. Some guys are talented. They're not winning players. So we're going to play, well, I don't know what it's called.
1 or 2. That's what it's called.
All right, it's called 1 or 2. Are they a 1 or a 2? Here we go.
Is Joel Embiid a 1 or a 2?
All right, they're plus 121 when he's on the floor and minus 31 when he's not. And because Ben Simmons is not reliable, he has to carry a much greater percentage of this team's success. So I feel he's a 1. The injuries scare me to death, but I think he has the mentality of a 1. He's got the physicality of a 1. I think he shows up in big spots like a 1. He's a 1.
Is Kevin Durant a 1 or a 2?
Kevin's a 1. I don't like him in that uniform, by the way. I hate that uniform. First of all, he has the highest career scoring average of all active players. He averages 30 a game in the playoffs. So, by the way, he played the minutes. He gave you the games. He was great in the fourth quarter. So I thought, even as he lost last year, I thought it was a great series for him. It was like, wow. Off that Achilles injury,
yeah.
I think Kevin's a 1. Absolutely.
Is James Harden a 1 or a 2?
I think James is a 2. I think his style, where he needs the whistle, does not play well in the postseason. You can't be just a great regular season player and be a 1. He's a great regular season player. He needs a whistle. You don't get it in the postseason. I don't get a ton on the defensive end. Kevin Durant will give you a defensive effort. He feels like I need somebody. I think Kevin 1, Harden 2 can win a title. But I think Harden would defer to Kevin late in games.
Is Giannis a 1 or a 2?
He's absolutely a 2. Now, Middleton's not a 1, so don't even go there. But I don't trust him late in games. And that's really what it comes down to. If I don't like it with 6 minutes to go in the NBA games, I mean, let's remember, outside of 3 feet, he's 34% from the field. And stop telling me he's going to become a shooter. It's getting worse.
Is Trae Young a 1 or a 2?
It's really early. But everything I see is a 1. First of all, he distributes, so he makes people better. Number 2, he takes big shots. Mm-hmm. He's great on the road. Like, there's a Reggie Miller quality here. He loves to be the villain. Even LeBron didn't like to be the villain. So I like the fact that he'll take the big shot. He doesn't shoot nearly as well as Dame or Steph, but he doesn't care. He'll take the shot. He elevates teammates. He's great on the road. He doesn't shrink in big games. I think he's a 1.
How about Jimmy Butler?
I like Jimmy, but he's starting to feel like a 2. He actually has never been a great shooter. There's a little bit of Dwayne Wade here. He can be a number 1 on a really, really young team. But I feel for Jimmy Butler to win a title, he's got to be a 2. He had the lowest shooting percentage by any player in the postseason. It's a Dwayne Wade situation. On Miami, he's a 1. But if Katie was on this team or one of the great players, he, I think, would be your 2.
Jason Tatum, 1 or a 2?
This is very difficult. This one I struggle with. I think I may be wrong. I have him as a 2. And I'm not sure I'm right on this. Bill Simmons could come on. I'll give Bill Simmons the floor to argue. He is talented. I am not disputing that.
Of course.
Offensively, he does a lot of things a 1 does. But they lost in 5 games to the Nets. They weren't overly competitive. Here's where I struggle. He was very good in the fourth. I may revisit this. I may regret this. I think
I'm
this?
with you on this. I would have said it too also.
Best 2 in the league.
Sure.
He's the second best 2 in the league. I'll get to the best 2 later.
By the way, being a 2 is not an insult.
No, he's the second best 2 in the league.
Is Bradley Beal a 1 or a 2?
He's a 2, and I'll tell you why. And I like Bradley Beal. But the fact that he has not forced his way out of Washington tells me his mentality is he's happy making money and scoring points. LeBron wouldn't stay there. Durant wouldn't stay there. I don't think Steph Curry would stay there. If you're staying with that organization, that's telling me I'm satisfied where I'm at.
Donovan Mitchell.
I think he's a 1. I think he defends. I think he plays hard. I think he demands a lot from his teammates. He's okay making Rudy Gobert mad. I like his mentality, a 1.
Chris Paul.
He's a 1, not a huge score. Who does Booker defer to late? In the huddle, who does Booker defer to? Who does this team defer to with a minute and a half to go? That's a 1. It's not all scoring. The team defers to him. Booker defers to him in big moments. In the huddle, on the floor, on the defensive end, with the ball.
So that makes Devin Booker a
2. Devin's still got a way to go. He's got to improve his passing. He's got to improve his defense. The Clippers went right after him. He's a great 2. He's not as good as Tatum. Jason Tatum's a better player right now than Booker by a little bit.
How about Jokic, 1 or 2?
He's a 1. He first of all, plays every game, plays hard, scores, makes everybody better. Best passing big in the league. He's a 1.
Kawhi Leonard.
The best 2 in the game. I'm sorry, he's the best 2. Jason Tatum's the second best 2. I cannot depend on him physically. I cannot depend on him emotionally. He's hurt. Nobody knows what it is. It's too weird to me. I can't build my franchise around him.
Paul George.
Very good, 2. For obvious reasons, he has struggled in a lot of big clutch situations, but he's a good 2. All right, I got a bunch of others, but we ran out of time.
Next season.
To sell jerseys.
Yeah, I think it has a little something to do with the
movie?
Space Jam. Yes. Which I think we have to sit you down and make you watch the first Space Jam.
Is it?
You know, you're not a sports movie guy.
I'm not like a cartoon guy either. Like
no.
Well, I mean, The Simpsons.
I don't know that I've seen Space Jam 500 times. But I'm expecting this Space Jam to be completely different than the original.
I've only ever watched one sports movie I love, and it's a hockey movie, Miracle. That's it. And that's
but you have not seen a lot of sports movies. Like, you're not a sports movie guy.
I'm a true crime.
Yeah.
I just watched Mayor of Easttown.
Oh, yeah, I heard that's very good.
It's very dark. It's very good, and it's very heavy, but it's fantastic. Kate Winslet is unbelievable.
You know what I finished? Ted Lasso.
Oh, you finished it?
I finished it.
It's fun.
It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. It's every emotion. It made me so happy. It was recommended to me by 1 million people, and it was absolutely.
It's very joyful. It makes you happy.
It does make you happy.
It's innocent. There's an innocence to it.
Because I finished Schitt's Creek, and I was like, I need something. I need a show. I'll watch like I'm watching Breaking Bad now. I never watched Breaking Bad, so that's the show I'm watching right now. But I finished Schitt's Creek. I need a happy show too. Like sometimes I just need a happy show.
That's Anne's favorite show.
Schitt's Creek.
All time. Dan Lady, she thinks it's
amazing.
By the way, the woman in that show, the comedic actress.
Yes.
Why am I forgetting her name?
Oh, Catherine O'Hara?
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah.
Is one of the 10 funniest people on the planet.
She's brilliant.
And literally one of the 10 funniest people on the planet.
She definitely is. She was absolutely brilliant. We've completely derailed. But anyway, he is not going to change Anthony Davis is not going to change his jersey. He wore 23 in New Orleans, but he's going to stick with 3 as a Laker. And the reason is because he wants them to retire the number 3 jersey when his career is over.
Oh, that's nice.
I say dream big.
Well, try to play half the games.
I say dream big. No. Why not? You know what? Aim for the stars, right?
You bet.
So Donovan Mitchell is the centerpiece of the Jazz franchise, but Dwayne Wade, who joined the team's ownership group this season, is allegedly worried about his future there. He's reportedly concerned that his desire to stay in Utah long term. Now, Donovan Mitchell does have a $195 million extension that kicks in next season, so he'd have to force his way out if he did want to leave.
Well, he and Gobert have never been close, but it seemed to work okay this year, didn't it?
Well, yeah, I think so. But this is a little interesting. So he can hit free agency in 2025 if he declines his player option on the final year of his extension. And Gobert also received a 5-year max contract in December. But the interesting thing about this story to me is, while Donovan this might be an anxiety about him leaving, I what do the Jazz need that they don't have to win?
They need one athletic wing. They will draft that. They could acquire that. But they're not that far off. They've got their rim protected.
They're a well-run organization. They have a good coach. They have a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. They have the 6th Man of the Year. They have Mike Conley. They have Bogdanovich. You guys got to do some winning. Before we start talking about forcing your way out, to go where? What else?